This is from my new friend Martin Paspisil. Sorry if I butchered your name, my friend. Shalom Levi. I saw some of your videos on YouTube. I like when people call me my middle name Levi. I think it's really cool. Thank you. There's only one other person I know that does that. They are very interesting. I have also some topics to speak about. My first question is, how does common day of observant Jew look like? I'm especially interested in the study Seder. Seder means order. What range of what's forum do you study every day? Be blessed. This is an interesting question. This will vary by your custom. As someone who was previously a Chabad Chassid, I have an established tradition of every day saying a section of the book of what's called Likutei Morim, or Tanya, or the book of intermediates, the Sefer Shel Beinanim, written by the first Lubavitcher Rebbe, the Alter Rebbe Shneur Zalman of Liadi, who lived from 1745 to 1812. It's in 5 sections. The first section, the main part, is 53 chapters long. The Lubavitch custom is to finish the entire book, which is 5 sections long every single year, be it a leap year or a regular year. And the sections are divided accordingly. You can see in the back of the book what to learn on which day, and also in the Hebrew version, let's say in the Chita, there's a book called Chitas. It's every day it tells you what to learn. It just goes in order of the book. Also, we say for the month, the way that Psalms are divided, as if you were to finish it every 30 days, we say that every day. So there's Psalms, which are Tehillim in Hebrew. And then we say the Chumash with Rashi. This is something that goes back to the days of Baal Shem Tov, that they would say, like this week's Parsha, the Torah is also 53 or 54 sections, depending on if you, generally people link one section, so it's also 53. So 53 weeks we finish the whole Torah, and so on Sunday, let's say we read every section is divided into 7 sections. Every section within the 5 books of Moses is divided itself into 7 sections. So on Sunday we read the first section, on Monday the second, on Tuesday the third, etc. until we get to Shabbos, the Holy Sabbath, and we read the 7th section. So that's that. And also, I don't do it, but I used to do Rambam. There's this book called Mishneh Torah that I've been instructed to do. I don't do this, but most Lubavitcher Chassidim do this. You either read 1 chapter a day of Mishneh Torah, or 3 chapters a day, depending on your time and availability. If you read 1 chapter a day, then you're going to finish that entire book in 3 years. If you finish 3 chapters a day, you'll finish it in 1 year. Now, some people have something called Daf Yomi. This is an ancient tradition, which is you read 1 page of Gemara every single day. The Gemara is the Talmud. Okay, so you read 1 single page every single day, and by doing this, you'll complete the entire Shas, which is the Talmud, in 7.5 years. This is the Talmud Balvi, not to be confused with the Talmud Yerushalmi, the Talmud that they wrote in Babylon, not the one that they wrote in Jerusalem. It says in Halachos of Shulchan Aruch that you are to read at least, the bare minimum is 1 chapter in the day and 1 chapter at night of halacha, of Torah learning. The point, if you want to know about this in intricate details, I would recommend looking at the Alter Rebbe's. They have a translated version in English. That doesn't seem to, I don't know if it's your language, but if you understand the Hebrew also, Alter Rebbe's Hilchos Talmud Torah, the laws of learning Torah. And the Alter Rebbe, he was a codifier of Jewish law that lived, again, 1745 to 1812. He was the last one who wrote the Shulchan Aruch. And his is called Shulchan Aruch Harav, the Rabbi Shulchan Aruch. And he writes there very clearly, very strong wording, that every free second a man has to be spent to learning Torah. And he writes in this Tanya, which is also his book, that in this generation could be many people that are just souls and bodies simply to elucidate Torah further, to make a new chiddush in Torah, a new innovation in Torah thought. And as such, you have to be well versed in the existing Torah, which is now at this point is such a vast body of knowledge. It's hard to fathom. I mean, I go on Tuesday. I have a learning class. We're learning the Akedah, the binding of Isaac. On Wednesday, I have a class where we were learning the tractate of Megillah, which is one of the tractates of the Talmud. On Sunday, on Shabbos, I have a class. I go to another Talmud class where we learn Makos, it's called, lashes, or talk mostly about Eidim Zomim, witnesses that are proven to be false. But this is something personal. This is, to me, what makes a Jew, is his learning. I always say that when people say, when they introduce themselves, the custom of the place in America, so what do you do for a living? I always say by Jews we should ask, so what are you learning now currently? Because this is really what defines a Jew, and you'll see that a Jew is, the biggest gift to the Jew, except for the soul, of course, is the intellect. The biggest to mankind in general is the intellect. And you'll see a person is where his psyche is. The Baal Shem Tov taught that you are where your ratzon is, where your will is. That's where you really are. So wherever you choose to focus your mind, and again, the Torah is vast. I generally like Tanya more. For a long time, I was reading one chapter a day of Tanya. I try to do it now, or at least sometimes 2 chapters a day of Tanya. Tanya to me is the book of Jewish self-help. It's the book, the Torah tells you what you have to do, and the Tanya, in my opinion, tells you how you are to do it and how you to effectively accomplish it. But this again is you say every day. There's no forced reading every day, except for the prayers and suggestions of learning halachas every day and things like this. But it's up to the own Jew what he chooses to occupy his time with in terms of learning the Torah. But it's a very, very astute question, in that it shows that you understand the importance of learning Torah in the Jewish world, and it is really second to none. And this is what maybe I'll link to this video. There was, I don't know if it's still up, but they used to have online Rabbi Steinsaltz, Rabbi Adin Even Israel Steinsaltz Shlita gave a talk recently. It was connected to the internet that many Jews heard about the importance of Torah study, and he had a beautiful point. He's like an old rabbi at this point. He should live a long, healthy life. And he said like this. He said, when you're in love with someone, it doesn't matter what you're doing with them. He said, you can be doing nothing. Because you're in love with them, you're not gonna feel the time. It's gonna be a pleasurable experience. You're doing nothing. So he said the same thing when a Jew sits down and opens a book of Torah. He said, first of all, it says that when someone opens a Torah, that God is sitting corresponding to him and learning with him. Because the Torah is really God's thoughts as they were drawn down by man. And in Hayom Yom, a book by the Rebbe, quoting the previous Rebbe, said even the Shach and the Taz, which were much later commentaries in Shulchan Aruch, even they had Ruach HaKodesh, divine inspiration, when they wrote their commentaries. So we can rely on them 100%. And you'll see that they many times disagree, obviously, the Shach and the Taz. So the point is that when you're in love with God, and when you've developed a real love and a real yearning to be close to God, you'll understand the way to do it is to understand His thoughts, as we can understand what God's thoughts are, even though it says, because my thoughts aren't your thoughts, and there isn't one thought that can grasp me, but still the Torah is God's revealed will and wisdom on this planet. And by studying it, by learning it, you're connecting to your beloved, you're connecting to your God. So he says, like, when you're studying Torah, if you're really in love, you're not gonna feel anything. It's a pleasurable experience. You're gonna really just be. It's gonna animate you. It's gonna make you passionate. It's gonna make you happy. So I appreciate the question. I hope this helps, and I look forward to many more of these types of questions from you. Thank you so much, and God bless.